I'm live. Hello, guys. Welcome. Welcome. It seems like some people have been waiting. Oh, my God. Okay, so this light. Hold on. Child, I am live right now. All right. Sorry. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome. I'm trying to light this Palo Santo, and all of a sudden the lighter stopped working. So this is not a reading. If you're getting here, and I'm gonna wait for some people to come in the room because this is not a reading. If you're here, it's because you're divinely guided to be here. And what you're about to hear from me is me coming and being completely vulnerable and truthful. And I have to be honest with you that it is not by choice. Sometimes when I do things, it's because I'm being pulled to do them by spirit. And even as much as I have practiced and sharpened my intuition and going with that gut instinct, there are still some things that I don't want to do. And my spirit guides have a way of nagging me and pulling on me until I do them. And it's all a part of my growth. So I'm going to take my time with this one because this is very emotional for me. This is my real life. This is not tarot. This is something that's going on in my life right now. And the only way to combat it is to face it head on. Okay. So I have to do this. And at first, the 3D part of me didn't want to do this because I felt like it was giving the situation too much power. But in my meditation, spirit said, no, this energy has to be exposed. And one reason that this energy has to be exposed is because I think the person is watching me. I think the person is on my channel, and I'm okay with that because that means this person sees my success. They see how well I'm doing. They see my glow up. They see everything. But now that some of you are in the room, hello, everyone. Thank you. Bear with me so I can tell you this story. It's a very long story. I'm not sure how long I have to be on here because I have to go somewhere at 5:50, 5:30, I have to leave. So I'm gonna start like this. This morning I woke up and I don't know if you guys have been watching. Bear with me, and I'm Aries sun and I'm a Gemini moon. So this story's gonna be all over the place. So y'all get your coffee and hold on and buckle up because I'm going to be going all over the place in this story. All right. So if you've been following me for a while and you catch a lot of my videos, you've been hearing me for some time saying that I was going to tell you about the reading that I got. And every time, and I always know this is a divine reason why things don't happen when I say they're going to happen. And I just let it go. Because every time I said I'm going to tell you about the reading, it's something in my head said, it's not the right time. It's not the right time. Well, let me tell you guys, it's the right time. Okay. It's time for me to tell you about the reading that I've gotten because almost everything that this woman had told me has manifested, good and bad and indifferent. So this morning I woke up and my child, I said, obviously I work at home. Thank you, God, bless me with this ability here, and I'm able to stay at home. So I was taking my son to school, to the car rider line, and he ran outside before me. And all of a sudden I heard my son, it wasn't a panic scream, but it was like, oh my God, what is that? And I'm like, dragging behind him, and I come outside and I see it. And there was a blood spatter on my car. Okay, now you guys have to stay with me with this. And I immediately went into protective mode. And I just instantly, the first thing that I go do, I go run grab my Florida water because I know Florida water is going to whatever it is, whether it was an accident, anything. I mean, blood is energy. Whether I ran over an animal or anything, blood is energy because it came from a living thing, right? That's why when you hear people doing blood spells or blood magic, or you hear women using menstrual blood to trap a man or anything like that, it works. First of all, it really works. So don't play with it unless you know what you're doing and what you want to do. So I told my son instantly, I was like, did you touch it or did you touch anything? He's like, I just touched the door handle. I didn't touch the blood. Okay. So washed his hands, rinsed his hands off with Florida water. And I literally stood there and started praying. And as I started praying, the name came to my mind, and I knew what it was because I've been dealing with this energy for a while. I knew who it was. And I just was, and if my cousin's in the room, she knows I called her this morning and told her this corny joke. I was in such high spirits before I walked out of my house and saw that. And to see that, it just put me in a place. And I went to go work out, and I snapped out of it, of course, because I'm protected, no matter what it is, no matter who did it, no matter what their intention was to do it, I'm protected. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you this before I get into the reading. I have a person, and who was a female. It was a friend. We go way back before my son has been born, and a lot of people, you probably can relate to this. This woman has been, and I don't want to say, I just have to speak my truth. Okay, let me speak my truth, because some people be like, oh, you're speaking like an Aries, but this woman has been jealous of me, and I never saw it. If you've ever had a friend like that, she was jealous of me, and I loved her as a sister. And I have to come over here and speak this because she's stalking me right now. And not only is she stalking me, but she's trying to do things to me, to my energy, to whatever. It's not working. Let me just say that. It's not working. What's happening is that it's coming up in readings. Spirit is bringing it to me. I got a reading from a woman, and she told me some things that I intuitively knew. Okay? Obviously, you guys know I'm very intuitive. And for the many, many years, I tried to block my intuition, because how my intuition manifested was through anxiety, through pure anxiety. When I won't listen, God gives me anxiety. And so that's when I had to realize what was happening. I wasn't crazy. I didn't need depression medicine. I didn't need anxiety medicine. I needed to tap into my intuition. I needed to start listening to it. And it started with the man that I was dealing with, the karmic I was dealing with. He was a Scorpio. So you guys hear me say things sometimes. So I know how dark and low that energy can be. And it was a hellacious, when I say hellacious, karmic experience. So when I tell you guys, I know exactly what you're going through, you don't even know the half. Like, it was something. But because of my purpose, it's literally been pure alchemy. I have literally been able to transmute that energy that I have gone through with him, and just not him, because I've had a lot of karmic relationships, and I'm not just talking love relationships. I'm talking about platonic, like this girl here, who have been karmics in my life, who have come here to teach me things, to grow me. And so my job and my purpose is to help you, or whoever is listening, whoever comes to my channel, whoever feels divinely guided to my channel. And so I learned how to transmute that energy. But at the tail end of the relationship, a lot of things started coming to my forefront, started coming to my Amazon. I get a lot of packages coming to my third eye chakra. And I also, let me tell you this, a little bit more background. I also have what I've been told, a psychic young me. And if you guys are hearing this term for the first time, I heard it for the first time a few months ago, and I was like, wow, this makes sense. Okay. And let me tell you what it is. Women, you know what a yoni is. And I have a very psychic one. And this is why I always thought I was batshit crazy, because I dealt with a lot of karmics. I dealt with a lot of low vibrational men. So every time I was either getting cheated on, or I was getting abused, or whatever, I would feel it. And let me tell you, my last karmic, I would literally snap out of my sleep. And that's why I really had to do so many protective spells from him, because his energy is so strong. And we were so connected in the 5D that anytime he had a sex addiction, anytime he ever touched another woman, I felt it. And let me tell you, that's not something that, some people would be like, oh, I want, that. No, when you're with the right person, it's not a trigger. It's not anything negative. But when you're with someone like that, it's constant anxiety. When you're with somebody who's always lying to you, and you're intuitive and you automatically know, but they're such a, good liar, that's when you get into that energy of what the, you know what I'm saying? Until I had to kind of elevate. I had to raise my vibration so I could see over that. And once I was able to do that, that's when the relationship ended. There was nothing that he could tell me anymore. There was nothing that could get past me anymore. But at the tail end of it, hi, Amy. Hello, everyone. It actually, Mimi, it's Yoni, psychic yoni. You can look it out. Okay. Yeah. So anytime you slept with anybody, and I'm about to get into the story. Anytime you slept with anybody, I felt it. And so I got a reading. I got this reading I want to tell you about, I want to say in the beginning of the summer. And I just got another reading from, hold on a second, my child. He comes out here like a Mack truck every time he opens his door. Okay. Hello, everyone. But anyway, so I got this reading. I want to say it was probably about June or July. And by this time, this person, he's been way out of my life. Matter of fact, he's in jail and has been in jail, but way, way out of my life. And the lady, obviously the same reason that a lot of you get readings from me is for confirmation. And I give you a lot of confirmation. And that's why I get readings from other people. And she told me a lot of things. And she told me I was going to be successful. And she told me that I'm on my life journey. And she told me a whole bunch of things that I can't share with you because they're in the process of manifesting. But in particularly about the relationship, she told me that obviously I did the right thing by separating from him. He was a karmic. He had a sex addiction. He had many addictions. And not only that, but his energy was very, very dark because of his past childhood trauma. And that he was dangerous, in many different ways to me. And not only that, and at the very end, she told me that something was coming up. And she told me it was very hurtful and it was very triggering. And as soon as she said it, I instantly knew what she was going to say because I felt it. And the old Chelsea, when I felt it at that period in time when it happened, I blocked it out because I was in at the right moment. And this may happen to a lot of you. You may not receive messages or you may not know or find out things until God thinks that you're ready. And at that point, when it happened, I was not ready. I was not ascended. I was still fighting Chelsea. I was still probably would have whooped her ass, Chelsea. Okay. Now, when a message came to me and she told me, it was enough for me to be like, okay. And this was talking like June, July. I was like, all right, I knew it. And even still, I kept asking her, I was like, well, who is it? Which one of it? Because I had two friends that fell out. And deep down inside, I knew. And so what she told me was that the man that I had been with for 5 years or on and off, there was no title. We were just dealing with each other for 5 years, had slept with this girl. And let me tell you, I dated him for 5 years, but I had known her for 13 years. I have known her for 13, 12 years. Before my child was born, me and her have been through so much together. We were roommates. I've watched her children. I've watched her go through, 3 divorces. Okay, that's to let you know what kind of person this is. I've watched her go through 3 divorces. And if you guys are Aries, I'm speaking to Aries, so I'm speaking to my soul tribe. When we love people, friends, whatever, we go to bat for them. And that's how I was with her. I mean, you couldn't touch her because she was connected to me. But I didn't realize that she was jealous of me the whole time. And a lot of people told me this, but I didn't want to see it because that's how I am with people that I love. And not only was she jealous of me, I honestly think, and I never really want to say this out loud, but I honestly think that she had some sort of obsession with me. Like she loved me because she was a lesbian, but I mean, she had children. She was one of those lesbians, And so, but I really think low key, I think she desired me. I'm just going to keep it a spade. But she was a friend, and I would always consider her one of my good friends. And we fell out many times over the years. We go out many times where wouldn't speak for a whole year. And that was literally spirit trying to cut this woman off from me. And I could, we just had this talk the other day on the full moon. And it's so ironic that this happened. Oh, that boy next door playing a four-wheeler. That this literally happened on the Aries full blood moon. I mean, it's just so crazy. I even made a joke. I was like, did the blood fall from the moon? Because this is actually happening. But yeah, so the woman told me this in the reading, that this man, he did it. It was obviously, it was premeditated. That was the worst part. It wasn't like, oh, they saw each other and it was a heat of passion. It was premeditated. That's how evil this is. You know what I'm saying? Someone I have known for 12, 13 years, literally planned this out to, get the man who, and I'm being very real with you guys right now, and I'm always have been transparent. I mean, me and this man almost had a child together, and the pregnancy didn't go through. And she watched me grieve. You know what I'm saying? This is the kind of energy, the evilness that I'm dealing with. She watched me grieve through it and was still plotted to sleep with this man. And for me to be able to sit here right now and talk about this and tell you this, it just shows my growth, because when I tell you I'm a fighter, I'm about to go outside and tell him to get off that bike. When I tell you I'm a fighter, the old Chelsea is a fighter, literally knuck if you buck. All right. And I never lost. Right. And she knows this. So it was like, to play with fire is an understatement. And I even sat there and I was thinking, I was like, wow, after the woman told me this, because honestly, when she told me, an image came in my mind, just like when I do readings, and the exact time of when it happened came into my mind. So it was almost like I could see it and I knew when it happened, because I knew when it happened, when it actually happened, because I woke up out of my sleep and I knew it. And so I knew it was true. And it's so funny because before, about 6 months, 7 months before it happened, one day I was even with his daughter. And I'm sorry, you guys, there's a guy on the 4-wheeler outside. I was even with his daughter, and I wasn't even talking to him anymore, but so his daughter, because his daughter was still really attached to me. And she calls me out of nowhere. And this is how you know people are guilty. Calls me out of nowhere and picks an argument, or even doesn't even call me. That's how much a coward she is. She did it through text message, saying she needed to talk to me about something. And then she, and then just picks this argument. And I, at this point, for some reason or another, it triggered me, because I bubbled up. And I feel like this was spirit. You guys are about, hold on a second. This is spirit, because when she texted me, it really triggered me. And hindsight, looking back on the situation, this argument just manifested. She said she wanted to talk to me about something, never told me what she wanted to talk to me about. I think I might have called her crazy. And for some reason, that just calling her crazy triggered her. And she just started going off. And before I knew it, she blocked me. She blocked me on everything. And I was at such peace with it. For the first time, I was at such peace with it. And I was like, oh my God, okay, whatever, bye. You know what I'm saying? My life's getting good, bye. And that's that. And I actually looked her up a few days ago and saw that I was unblocked. So I know that she's been stalking me. I know she's been looking up. But yeah, so hindsight, I know that she picked that argument because it was probably her guilt. Not only was it her guilt, it was her demons. And then it was my spirit guides. I have some Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali type spirit guides. And I've been told this many, many times. So that was probably haunting her too, that she was been coming in my face, knowing what she's done, and the guilt had been eating her. So she removed herself from my life and I let her go. And my life has never been better since she's been gone. He's been gone. I'm gonna tell you that some of the friends that I've lost are on drugs now and on just doing very bad. And I realized that God was literally purging not just lovers, but friends out of my life, because they were going in one direction and I was going in another direction. And that's why it's so important not to hold on to people when you see a pattern happening. People are doing things and you know it's not in your nature. You really have to let them go, because the divine makes no mistakes. And I see some of you are saying you want to get her back, but you know what? I'm doing this because my intuition tells me that she's listening. She might be on a fake page in here listening. And how embarrassing is that? You know what I'm saying? Is that she literally stalks me. She literally tries to find me every which way. And then, of course, the blood on my car, which we're going to get to that. But how sad is that? You know what I'm saying? How sad is that somebody can have that kind of energy attached to them, that they literally thrive off of doing things to hurt someone else? It's very low vibrational. And like Michelle Obama said, when they go low, you go high. And I'm going to keep going high. I'm going to keep just ascending, because honestly, she can't touch me. So that's why there's no reason to be mad. There is literally no reason to be angry. There's no reason to seek revenge, because she cannot touch me. And that's the funny part, is that not only can she not touch me, but the reader said every time that she attempts to do something to me or harm me or send something, because the lady told me that, you know, she's picked up things from me as far as, you know, spells and stuff like that. So she's watched me, and she said that she operates in the dark, whereas I operate in the light. So she tries to imitate me, but she can't imitate me because it's just not her calling. So what she does is she operates in the dark. And she doesn't even know that she's operating in the dark. And she doesn't know everything that is sent to me. Excuse me. Everything that is sent to me is literally reversed, sent back to her. And it's just like an energetic field around me. And that's something that everybody can do. You guys can do it too. In meditation, you know, during your meditation, you can set an energetic field around you. And I would always do, especially the way this world is right now, do that periodically in your life. And just, you know, I didn't even realize how much this energy, this Aries full moon energy was really affecting me. If you got a reading from me, the turnaround time is a week, but it's kind of be a week and a half. If anybody's in here who's gotten a reading from me, I'm just letting you know, because I had to really nurture myself these last few days. And I feel so much better. I feel so good, especially after last night. I've been having to really sleep and really make sure that my sleep was good, because it was draining me. But I think it was Sunday night when I was getting all these downloads. And I'm telling you, as I'm telling you guys this is really like therapy for me. Like, God is really wanting me to say this, to get this out. It's the same thing as when you keep things in, how it festers. I have to get this out, because one, like I said, I know she's listening. But I did a protection spell, and I wanted to show you guys. And I don't even know if I took a picture of it. But I was getting ready to do a reading. All right. And the candle was, and I had the candle on the plate and everything, and I had all my herbs around it. And it was particularly, even though I know it was particularly aimed at her and a few other people, you know. And I sat right in this chair. And when I sat down in this chair and I was about to press play, that I heard a loud pop. I almost thought it was a gunshot. Okay, I live in Louisiana. It's not unheard of. I thought it was a gunshot, and I looked over, and the whole entire plate was on fire, and the plate had cracked, just like literally smashed. And that was the energy. I've never had a plate. I know it happens, but I've never had a plate or anything like that do that. And the fact that it was like aimed towards, you know, to protect specific people from specific people. I can't even talk. I know that it had worked. I know that, you know, my spirit guides had absorbed the energy, but it also let me know the fact that the plate cracked like that, because what happens is, even if you have crystals and you drop them, or they crack or they break, just know that that was meant to happen. It's because your crystal is protecting you. It's absorbing that energy that was meant for you into the crystal. And so it breaks, and it served its purpose. So the fact that the plate cracked let me know that there was something active, you know, that somebody was actively doing something. And the fact that I had names written on the plate, I knew that I was right. My intuition was right. And so the plate broke. And it's just like, wow. And it's just, I was like, wow, this girl is literally obsessed with me. And for me to walk out, and, you know, it really takes like me being really strong, because my child saw it, you know. And I was actually driving to go get him today, which is so crazy how me and him are so connected. I was actually driving to go get my child, and I was talking to myself, because yes, I talk to myself. You're crazy if you don't talk to yourself. And I said out loud, and I was like, I said, wow, who would believe? Because I know she was like about 2 hours away now. Who would believe? Like, nobody would even believe you that this girl drove 2 hours away to do whatever she did, whatever the blood was intended for, to put on my car, to do that. Like, who would believe that? And then it said, you know how crazy this bitch is. And I was like, yeah, I know how crazy she is. Like, and I've seen her in full throttle crazy mode. This girl is crazy. I've seen her behind other lovers, other people who have scorned her. She maliciously tries to go after people who hurt her. Very vindictive energy. You would think she was a Scorpio. They're very vindictive. She's a Virgo, but she very vindictive energy. She has Scorpio in her chart or something. But yeah. And the thing is, I accessed it, and you know, where detectives, all of 10 seconds, I was able to assess the blood. I mean, I checked, like literally I went, like, okay, so I didn't run over anything because the splatter would have been coming from the ground up. I did nothing stuck in my tire. It was literally a 1, 2, 3 drop, and it was running down. So, and look, oh my God, it just got fuzzy. So I know a spirit is, okay, so it was a 1, 2, 3 drop. So it came from the sky. Where did it come from? The sky? I looked up, you know, there was nothing above my car, you know, and I know what it was, because as soon as I got there, I heard her name. And it's so funny. I say that to say, when I was talking to myself, my son got in the car, and he's 8 years old, and he is, I got lucky with him. He's not a mannish grown 8 years old. Anybody knows my child. He's just still very babyfied, I guess you could say. He's very intelligent. But first thing, he tells me a silly story, and then he doesn't think about grown-up things. So then after his silly story, the first thing he says is, Mommy, did you figure out where that blood came from? And I was like, oh my God, this has been on my son's mind all day. And if there is anything that angers me more than anything, that's what angers me. You don't mess with my children. You don't mess with my child's innocence. You don't especially come around my home. That's what angers me more than anything. And I was like, baby, yeah, I did find, and I just have to be honest with him, I did find out who did it. And he was like, who? And I told her her name, and he knows we used to be friends. He's known her his whole life. And so he was very confused. And I was like, I said, we're not friends anymore. And I normally don't tell my son grown up stuff, but this is something, he's old enough now, he can understand. And I said, she's jealous. And I said, but we're protected. I said, we're protected. We say our prayers and everything's okay. I said, and it probably won't happen again. And he was like, oh, okay, that's what. And the next thing he said was, that's so crazy. You really think that she would drive 2 hours away to do that? And I was like, he literally used the same exact words that I used talking to myself. And I laughed a little bit, and I was like, yeah, I know it's crazy, but I know she would do it. Yeah. Android box, thank you. Your comment was held. It said, be careful of this crazy bitch. Yeah. Let me tell you, when I doused my car in Florida water, it's not even funny. But the thing is, yeah, I might go run it through I'm reading you guys' comments, but I go run it through the car wash. Other than my normal level weekly protection that I do, what is that one thing? I'm not going to do anything else more intensified. I didn't post today because I was planning to do a spiritual bath last night, but I didn't do it last night. So I did it after I came from the gym. It was so beautiful. It was so refreshing. I'll have to post it. I was actually going to post it, like go live and show you guys, but something told me, keep this to myself. So I might do another one and show you, but it had like white flowers and a whole bunch of protective herbs and other things that I was manifesting. So I did a spiritual bath earlier today. I feel so in the glow, so in the light. And so like what I'm saying is, anything other than my normal protective things that I would do, I'm not going to do anything extra, because to me, to do anything extra is like saying I'm afraid, and I'm not. I'm honestly not afraid. I just wanted to even come here and tell you guys this because, one, I'm kind of talking to her because, like I said, I know she's here. She's probably under a fake name. I don't know where, but she's watching me because I know she had other fake pages. Jessica, I don't know why she's not in jail, but you know what? Karma comes because she has done a lot of illegal things. And you know what? It's not the old Chelsea, the petty Chelsea would have been like, oh, but it's not even worth it. When you come to a level where you really know that, like I know sitting here, and I'm so happy I'm on this live telling you this because we're going to mark this day. What is today? October 21st. We're going to mark this day. And I promise you, in the future, I'm going to be coming back on live and telling you guys, remember that girl I told you all about? And something's going to come back to me because it never fails. That Bible verse, vengeance is mine, says the Lord, is the truest thing. And that's why I tell people all the time not to operate out of anger. Every time I have tried to seek revenge through my own being, through my own hands, it's a fleeting feeling. But when I let go, when I let go and I truly surrender, and I'm just saying, you really have to be like, all right, I'm giving it to God, whatever, going with your life and just damn near forget about it. Every time I have done that, it literally comes back to me where I will get a message, I will get a text message, somebody I'll run into at the store, be like, hey, you heard about so-and-so? They're in jail or they lost their job or da-da-da or something like that. And so that's how I know in my heart, I'm going to hear something about her. I know something. She's reaped up a lot of karma, not just from me, but from other people as well. So I know I'm going to hear something. And that's why I'm not really worried about it. And honestly, the energy that she is living in, I feel, and this is just the compassion in me, must be my Cancer rising. I honestly feel sorry for her. I honestly feel sorry for her that's how her mind works, that's how she's always operating to, stalk people or get people back. Yeah, Jessica, it's very powerful. And white flowers, they have a lot of energy. I use white roses. Very protective energy as well, and very for spiritual purposes. Natty, you know what? We have a camera outside, but it's not working. We have a camera and it's not working. And I'm going to tell my neighbor because it's connected. We need to get it working. But you know what? Across the street, and I'm going to go, and this is what I am going to put a little effort in doing. Across the street, my neighbor just got a ring cam, and the people on the other side have a ring cam. So I'm going to ask them to take a look at it and see if they saw a car, see if they saw her car or a car late at night, because that'll let me know and give me indication. And if I know that much, I might say something because it's blood. You know what I'm saying? We're in the middle of this situation we are in the world that's really dangerous, and God forbid my child touched it. That's probably the only way I would be in the car looking for her right now. And I know my neighbor's camera worked because the other day Pugsley got out and I had to chase him in my robe. And they were like, we saw you chasing Pugsley. So I was like, yeah. So I know their camera works and it gets censored off. Yeah, I know it will. But I wanted to come tell you. And also the other thing is that this woman told me, obviously she told me my channel is going to be very successful. She told me that my ancestors were telling me, and that this is probably why I was protected. She told me a lot of things about the person that I was dealing with, and I'm not going to share because it's tacky. But this woman was very good, and I always go back to get readings from her, and I'll have to ask her if she would let me share her name. I might post her here, so if you guys ever come to New Orleans, you can get a reading from her. Yeah, but this full moon, and it's so funny because when I sat in meditation, it was like, look up, full blood ritual magic or whatever. And then I realized it was an Aries. It's a hunter moon, but it's the Aries full blood moon as well. And I was like, what are the chances of that? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not a coincidence. That's how you sharpen your intuition, where you stop calling everything a coincidence. I walk outside the night of the full blood moon and there's blood on my car. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, this is an amateur. Obviously, she wanted me to see it. Yes, you guys always, if you come to New Orleans, let me know. There's a few people who have come to New Orleans and they even emailed me, and I give them great spots to go to. Yes, Shay, I'm a Cancer rising, Gemini moon, Aries sun. But yeah, you guys are great to talk to. I had to tell you that because it's just one, like I said, I know she's here. I know she's watching, which is so sick. It's really so sick. And you know what else the lady said? She said there was going to be a time where she tried to come for people who I work with or people who are surrounding me or people who are following me. And so I automatically assume she's talking about y'all, right? She's talking about subscribers. So I wouldn't be surprised if I see a video come out or something like that. Like, you know, and that's why I wanted to come out and speak on it, because it's just like, just watching the things that this lady has said really come to true. And she said, whatever this girl says or does, she said, people are going to see right through it. I can't even imagine what it would be, but everybody's going to see right through it and she's going to be exposed. I'm reading your comments, guys. So. Is it Jocelyn? I'm not sure. You know what? Jocelyn R. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right. So let me know. Are you still in the room? I'm reading back and I'm seeing your comment. Let me know if you're in here. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Jocelyn or something like that. Yes, I saw your comment. And yes, you're absolutely right. And spirit, and that's another reason why, because I don't want this coming up in my readings. It did come up in the Virgo reading, and you caught that. If you guys go back and watch the reading yesterday I did with the all signs. When I got to the Virgo reading, she came in the energy. And that's how I knew that I had to do something about it. You know what I'm saying? I had to cleanse myself, because if I didn't come out and speak it or speak my truth or put it out there into the universe, it was going to keep manifesting in my readings. And that's how that's how I found out a lot of things too. It comes up through the readings. But yes, you caught that. And I was thinking about that in the car today. And I was like, she came up in my reading. That's why I was really hesitant with that reading. Because even though I was looking at the energy and I was seeing what it was, and I was like, man, I was like, I don't want to read this. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just almost like energetically stalking, but it might be somebody else's story too. Who knows? But it definitely came up in the reading in the Virgo portion. If y'all go back and click on the Virgo, I don't know if anybody timestamped it, but it definitely came up in the Virgo one. All of the cards too. All of the cards from the Hermit, all of that came up. The Devil, it was very strong. I knew I had to say something about it. Thank you so much, Nettie. Yeah. So if she's not, oh, you did timestamp it. Thank you. If she's not in the room now, I'm sure she's going to pop up and watch this. I wish I could be a fly on the wall. She might expose herself, because that's how weak-minded she is, you know, and that's really why I'm doing this, so she can expose herself. Who is that? Android box? Yeah, there is no such thing as coincidence. When people stop saying, I don't even know who in the 3D brought up that word, but there is nothing, and absolutely nothing is a coincidence. From you getting caught behind a red light, for you being late at work, nothing is a coincidence. What do you mean, Jessica? Check my analytics. I mean, she would be under a fake name, so I don't know who it would be. You know, I wouldn't know. But I know she could honestly feel when I did, like I had to do cord cutting ritual on her and someone else. And I honestly can feel that, you know, she felt when that was removed, which is probably why, you know, she's come here. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, sad world we live in, but I'm going to get off now, and I'll probably, I may post a reading tomorrow, may post one tonight, but I do have a lot of personal readings to catch up on. And I think it's honestly best to not do any readings probably today, tomorrow, just to let this energy subside and pass as well. Excuse me. Hi, Earl. Thank you guys so much for your prayers. They work. They really do. But yeah, I kind of want this energy to pass and to just focus on the personal readings right now as well. So I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much for listening and your advice and your prayers. And just thank you guys for your support as well. And I'm going to talk to you guys later. Bye.